You can agree or disagree with me, but Bianca Belair is the Randy Orton of the women's division. Look, I'm all about giving people their flowers, wrestlers their flowers while they're still here. I'm not one of those people that's going to give a wrestler their flowers when they're retired or when they're injured or hurt or if they sadly passed away. Bianca Belair is someone that deserves her flowers. I mean, this woman has been consistent as a performer, as an in-ring competitor. Every time she goes in that ring, she delivers. Bianca Belair, you cannot tell me that she has not had one bad match. Even in NXT, she was undefeated for a long time, and she was always having solid matches. Even back then, she was green. You know, she was still finding her way. But there's no such thing as Bianca having a sloppy match with anybody. She's one of those women that if you can't have a good match with Bianca Belair at this point, then you're not really good. The same thing was said about Randy Orton. Randy Orton has always been a consistent, great performer, a great wrestler in the ring, having consistently great matches, even when he was in a period where he wasn't trying. Even when he isn't trying, he's still having better matches than half the roster. And that's a fact. But if you couldn't have a passable match with Randy Orton, then you just suck. You suck at that point. You know? And that's what's been said about Randy Orton for a long time. Well, I think the same thing could be said about Bianca Belair. Hence why I am calling her the Randy Orton of the women's division. Because she doesn't know how to have a bad match. And even if she wasn't going out there, even if she was going out there and wasn't trying to put on the best performance, she could still do that without trying. And that's how good Miss Belair has become. You know, I'm convinced that there is no other woman right now that can outdo Bianca Belair, and I'm serious. All the rest of the other women, they got to keep up with Bianca Belair. Now, there may be a few that can keep up with Bianca Belair, and I'll probably say Naomi, Charlotte, Rhea Ripley. The list is very short, and probably just those names alone could keep up with Bianca Belair. I don't know about Jade Cargill, because technically she's still green herself. But I mean it when I say that there is no one that can keep up with her. The rest of the women's roster, they don't really compare. And in the ring, as far as we're concerned. And I can see the next 5-10 years, Bianca is still having great matches. And I feel like at this point, she is the standard bearer and she is the measuring stick of the women's division. If a woman wants to test her ability, then she got to test it against Bianca Belair to see if she actually is good enough and actually measure up to Bianca's skill level. You know? Look, I'm going to be the only one that gives Bianca any type of flowers, any type of credit, because Bianca Belair has been basically forgotten about for a while now. Ever since her women's title reign ended last year, it's just like we all just forgotten about how good Bianca Belair actually is. Right? And her being in a tag team with Jade Cargill has definitely taken the spotlight off of her. And she's no longer that focus anymore. But don't get it twisted now. Just because she's not the focus That don't mean she's putting on consistently great matches, good to great matches every single week.